Right, Shalom family, Shalom family. Just give me a second. Trying to get this thing to work. Shalom family, Shalom here to you all out there. If you're still there, Shalom to you. Let me just monitor this thing, see if it's working actually. Just give me a second, family, please. I'm gonna see if this happen. I can't seem to get the. Can't see what's going on the channel right now. I can see. Oh boy, what's going on here? Why can't I see? That's not right. That's not right. Family, give me a second, please. Just trying to monitor what I'm doing on the second computer here. I can see you all come in. Shalom here to all of you. Shalom here to all of you, family. Shalom here to all of you. What I can't see is on my monitor computer, I can't see anything happening on the channel. I have no idea why it should be like that. What is this? What's going on here? Just give me a second, please. I should be able to see live streaming going on. I'm not seeing it. I'm not used to that, not monitoring what's going on. Anyway, I have no idea why. This is not normal. Wow. Okay. Shalom here to all of you, family. I like to see what I'm doing on the next computer, just so I can do other stuff on this one. So I'm not able to see what you guys are seeing right now. I'm just having faith that what I'm seeing on the one computer is just what there is. So Shalom family, can you hear me at all? If you hear me, please just give me a number 1. If you can hear me, just give me a number 1. Shalom here to all of you. Shalom here to all of you. Just let me know if you can hear me. Just give me a number 1, please. Just test this thing, see if it's working, at least on the live stream. I have no idea why I can't see it. I can't monitor it here. Okay, yeah. Oh, thanks guys. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Terry Davis, thank you for that. Cheers. Thank you, family. I'm gonna try again and see if I can get. Oh, okay, showing up now. I think it was just a cache. I think it was just a cache, as they say, just holding up the thing on the other computer. Shalom, family. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Thanks for coming in. Late hour. I just wanted you guys to know, sorry, I'm alright. I haven't been able to get to the computers for this last couple of weeks. After actually coming back a couple of weeks ago. So I just wanted to let you know I'm alright, and I apologize for being off this long again. It's just like work and stuff like that, family, work. But in terms of just having the message and what we continue to do, that's still going on and ongoing. So I just want to say shalom here to all of you family out there. Those of you who've kept it locked on this channel, on this message. Those of you who are Israel and the friends of Israel, shalom here to all of you and all your family. I hope all of you are alright at the same time. I hope you're alright, just like your brother Ty is alright. I just wanted to reach out and just greet all of you, just so that we still have our connection and we can talk. And there's been so much. Right, somebody says echo, right? Adam Maz, is there echo at the moment? Is anybody else hearing the echo? Is that echo still there? Adam Maz, is there? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. If there's an echo, oh wow, it's a big echo. Yeah. I have no idea. What shall I do here? Whoa, echo, echo, echo. Wow, how can that be? Yes, 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 echo, echo. Wow. What could that be now? Give me a second. Let me see what I might be doing wrong here. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna try and lower down the volumes a bit, and then I don't know if that's gonna help matters. I haven't changed any settings from before, so I'm at a loss what the problem could be. So just give me a second. But I might be I might have two conflicting. Let me see if that's the audio. How is it now, family? Is it better now? If it's better, give me a number 2. If it's better, give me a number 2, please. If it's better now, give me a number 2. Now, okay, yeah? Okay. Great, great, great. Thanks, family. Shalom, shalom, shalom to you. Thank you. Great. Thank you for the number 2s there. Shalom to you all. Yeah, shalom, family. I've had a long kind of layoff for all kinds of other reasons. And tonight I just had to come on anyway, knowing that it's quite late for some of you, especially in the UK and Europe. So I just wanted to come on and just touch base with all of you and see how you are. And wish your families eternal life and power and strength and sustenance and forbearance of the troubled times that we surely are in. We're already in the middle of July, or in the middle of, almost at the end of July right now, in the middle of the year 2019. And time seems to be flying. It's like off the hook, as they say. So I just wanted to touch in. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we could talk about. And really, this session here was just to touch in. I mean, I like having stuff prepared in terms of direction, just having stuff to talk about. But there's so much stuff. But I would be honest with you, I haven't been paying any attention to any real stuff out there right now. I haven't been paying attention. When I say attention, I haven't given my energy to looking at anything right now. Obviously, there's the madness going down at Speaker's Corner. Some of you already know about that whole madness. I didn't want to jump into the madness when it kicked off, all right? Because, these are stuff that we've already projected, if you like, and forecast. It's like the weather, where the wind blows, so did these lost souls. And but it was becoming like something out of a horror movie, really. Yeah, how the whole table was turned around on itself, and the savior become the monster, and the monster become the savior. Everything just turned around on its head. So I don't know if it's all of you. Somebody still says there's an echo on the mic. Is that happening again? Is that happening again? Somebody still has an echo. I don't know what the echo is, how it's still happening. I'm gonna video capture device 3. Right. I'm gonna monitor that. I don't know if any of the settings have changed. Okay. All right, let's see how this goes. Okay, sorry, I don't know what to do right now, and I don't want to mess it up even more. Let's hope it's just a glitch. I don't think I've changed anything since the last session that we had, microphone or settings or anything. But what I'll do is I'll put down the volume a little bit. I'll put down the volume a little bit more and see if that helps matters, all right? I'll put down the volume a little bit and see if that helps matters. And I might actually stop this one here, and let me see what I can put in there that might just, let me see if I can put something else. Right. Let's see if I can put this one up there. And this, yeah. Let me see if I can put a static image up there. Oops. What's this? Why is this not showing up? Uh-oh. I have no idea what's going on now. Oh, that might be removed actually. Okay. So, alright. How is the echo? All clear. Sounds alright. Okay. It says sounds alright now, yeah? So, okay. Let's get this back up there. And let me go in a little bit and just... Okay. So, video capture. Some of you who know this system here would know how sometimes it... anyway, so here we are. The world like we know it is constantly in trouble. And right now we're looking at all across the earth. And a lot of the things that we've spoken about in the past, they are taking form and they're taking shape even better. And when I say better, I just mean clearer. Not because I want those things to be, but people are starting to see clearer and clearer every day. We've taken our foot off the pedal of the gas, because sometimes you have to do that to give people a time to breathe and to reflect without your own voice, trying to coerce them to listen to sounds that's only too obvious to everybody else. All right, so you can see how the world is turning on itself, and how all the religions on the earth they just don't have any answers. They have no answers to the problems out there. All religions on the earth have no answers to the problems out there. Instead, every single minute, they're looking for conflict, for war, for destruction. As the book says in John 10:10, the thief cometh not, but to kill, to steal, and to destroy. So wherever you find destruction on the earth right now, you know who's responsible. That's just the thief, the proverbial thief, the spiritual thief of the earth, Satan himself, scheming and gaming and moving, positioning around, yeah? Posturing, all right? You see the whole satanic game all across the earth right now. You see how they're setting up the Third World War. Obviously, the Third World War is supposed to have started a long time ago, all right? Some people think the Third World War starts only when they're told it starts. But it's already started a long time ago. But it's a warm-up. It's a process, all right? And that process on the earth is to rid the earth of all humanity. Doesn't matter if they're Christian or Muslim or Jew or Hindu or Buddhist or anything. It don't matter. The whole point is to get everybody fighting everybody. Everybody fighting everybody, destroying each other. Doesn't matter how we do it. So you can see all the countries on the earth posturing one way or the other. Political wranglings, in-house fightings from Arabia to Africa, from Africa to India to South America. There is trouble all over the earth, family. Trouble all over the earth. And there's only one outcome. That is death and destruction. And these are all the countries, these are all the nations, these are all the powers that profess to be in line with God. They profess to be in line with God. And you wonder, how is it that all these countries are in line with God and there's just disaster after disaster, uncontained, uncontrollable, unmanageable. Never mind the ecological disasters, the warmongering, the hunger and starvation, refugee crisis, health crisis, financial crisis. Everything's melting down around us. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. All right, family? That's not my aim at all. My aim is not to scare anyone. It's just to like highlight stuff going on. And then to add to these problems, you have coming down to our level, which is like the Bible level. I don't know if I want to be showing any videos right now, because it's just I'm not setting up for that, right? I just want to chat and just say, we still at this thing. We haven't gone anywhere. We're just like everybody else is. We're taking a back seat and just watching things unfold. There's a time and a season for everything. And yes, some of you who was saying, Brother Ty, are we coming out to Speaker's Corner? We're in the summertime right now, right? The weather is warm. Everything looks peaceful enough. People have had their fights and their tiffs and so on and so forth. Maybe they need to avoid a reason to come and jazz things up. Obviously, our platform outside usually used to be Speaker's Corner, right? Speaker's Corner. Yeah. I think we'll be there at some point. At some point before this warm weather, summertime is over. I think we'll be there. All right? But what we've done, what we've been able to do in our absence is allow all these other factors or factions, I should say, to have an intellectual go at each other. They've had an intellectual go, a physical go, a violent go at each other. And you can see that it don't look like anything's working out there. It don't look like anything's working. In fact, like I used to say before, this aggressive stance that always accompanies the different groups and different religions down at Speaker's Corner, I used to advocate for, in my own way, I used to advocate like the Christians, which I'm not a Christian, I'm a Bible believer, all right? So some of you Christians out there would say, okay, Brother Ty, I feel you. So I used to advocate, let the Christians at least, because their numbers are greater after I believe the Muslim numbers, all right? And everyone seems to observe that down in Speaker's Corner, the aggression and the violence is always one-sided. It's always one-sided. Just no other way you can rewrite that narrative. All right? When a third-party group came down Speaker's Corner, for example, the GANG, they then added a new dimension to the aggression and the violence down there. So it was time for a cool enough period to be brought in. All right, and a lot of people, including people of all these groups, had already seen the signs. Some people just like the drama. We don't do drama. We don't like the drama. We just want our voice to get through. So you had to leave them to get up to their own devices, have a go at each other any which way they thought was all right. And the picture becomes a little bit clearer. So I used to advocate, let the Christians, let them vacate Speaker's Corner for 3 months. 3 months, just 3 months. And let's see the peace. Let's see if the peace. My cynical projection or forecast was the aggressive party, if they left down there by themselves, would soon turn on themselves if the Christians weren't there. They would soon turn on themselves because that's the only language they understand. They always gotta turn on somebody. All right, and this is no disrespect to them, but those who do it, they know themselves. Those who do it know themselves. So enough said on that. So I used to say, advocacy, let the Christians withdraw for like a 3-month period, a cool enough period, and let's see if there's any violence there. It's a win-win situation. If the aggressive party is the only one there, it's either they turn on themselves or we see them for a peaceful, a peaceful outfit that they claim to be. And the Christians can go home and do some more soul searching themselves. Because right up till now, Christians haven't answered serious questions. They've only been happy to engage with the Muslims. They're always happy to engage with the Muslims. So call is still out to all of you. You know who you are, the Christian narratives. This ain't nothing personal. It's just about, bringing truth out, because we're running out of time on the earth. We're running out of time on the earth. We're running out of time on the earth. And that's to bring this point home. You have this Christian brother who was down in Speaker's Corner a couple of years ago now. What's his name again? What's his name? David. It's David, right? Who remembers his name? David. What's his next name? David. Pastor David. Who remembers his next name again? Pastor David. Sorry, I forgot his next name. Just so people can really, check it out. Who remembers? Somebody type his next name in there. Pastor David from Canada, right? The Canadian brother who's a pastor, right? David Lynn. Thank you, ST225. Thank you, ST225. Thank you, David Lynn. So I keep an eye on what's going. Thank you, Dre. Thank you, Dre Omar and ST225. Thanks for that, Pastor David Lynn. You see some of the wranglings he's been through in, I think it's in his home country of Canada, where he's now taking the Bible out into the streets, and as the Bible commands and he obeys, he's gone into the areas where there are, I believe, gays and lesbians, and gone there, and maybe his church or some people affiliated with him have gone out there to try and preach to people. Anyone who's watched David Lynn preach, you gotta give him some credit. He doesn't get upset like a lot of some preachers get, fire and brimstone and cuss people down and throw them into hell prematurely. Yeah. So the brother goes out there and preaches, and for me, I would say that's a little bit too much in people's faces. I would say that, all right, because I got my own dimension to add to the whole thing. I mean, I think, in my view, Christians need to be preached to as well. And my forecast is, when Christians will get preached to, they themselves will not like it. When Christians get preached to, they themselves will not like it. Hardly anybody likes when somebody else is preaching to them or against them. Nobody likes it. So that's the only thing I would say. It's a little bit too much in their face. You got to give everybody space. That's just my opinion, David, all right? I admire the work you do in terms of trying to reach out, and I really hope you're genuinely honest about it. But if you ask me, I'd say you still got, the rightful message is still not forthcoming. Yeah, you're reading the Bible. Everybody got that straight. But so are the Muslims, all right? Everybody's reading the Bible. But you must admit, the Bible is a different document to what you're actually doing. So in that case, we would need to preach to you too. But having said that, David is out there with his church preaching to gays, lesbians, and homosexuals and the LGBT community. I think he was doing it in love. I really believe he's doing it in love, because it's in no Christian's interest if anybody gets sent to hell. It's in no Christian's interest, all right? It's not even in the Creator's interest. Asher does not want anybody to be destroyed. He owns all creation. He has a right to determine and have a chance to save all his creation. He hasn't given up on it, but question is, have we given up on him? Have humanity given up on the Creator, or are they just ignorant of him? Well, we know they're ignorant of him, but have they spiritually given up on him? That's the age-old question that we now have to bring to the fore. All right? So pastor is out there doing his business. Police is clamping down. And we are seeing a repetition of this same mode of operation slowly evolving around the world. We see in Australia, the rugby player, what's his name? Israel Folau. Some of you who were with us a couple of sessions ago, we dropped that name. You saw how they dealt with that guy and how they. I haven't followed his story for some time now and what's happened to him. But the nation was divided. The nation was divided, but the polarizations didn't really bring out any voices, any Christian voices in support of this young man who I think lost his livelihood and was facing a huge lawsuit. All right, ain't no Christian voices out on the streets protesting and so on and so forth. Then you come back to England, in the UK, you saw these LGBT lessons that they want to start teaching in primary schools, and suddenly it's the Muslims who have the biggest problem, or seem to have the biggest problem, and vocalize their opposition to this agenda of trying to teach young school children about sexuality, called sex education. I mean, look, in our age, what do you mean sex education? What is sex education? Can somebody explain that to me? Sex education for children? It's like giving swimming lessons to birds. Sex education for children is like giving swimming lessons to birds. When are they going to need it? When are they going to need it? But the agenda is not really sex education, because if it's sex education, that should be done at home. Sex education should be done at home by parents, not somebody else's parents. Yeah, sex education should be done at home by parents. Everybody has their sensitivities, their cultures, their religions, their traditions, their taboos. Sex education should be done at home. Government, please. But when you add up all these things happening around the world, and these are just a few that we've been able to touch on, the incessant, horrid treatment of people who have a different opinion is slowly but surely building up. But it's going to affect all of us, because in all honesty, all of us are the ones who rejected truth. All of us. So we're going to have to pay one way or the other. So like the word says, don't cry for me, Argentina, right? All of us are going to feel some sort of pain because we all made it happen. So what we're saying here, the whole world is in trouble, right? And these are the times where we now need to gather ourselves around truth and check every piece of information and be unafraid to look each other in the eye and concede where we find truth. All right? Don't be afraid, because we're running out of time. If you're a Christian, if you're Muslim, if you're Jewish, if you're white, if you're black, if you're a man, if you're a woman, like the book says, free and bond, small and big and small, and rich and poor, all of us are in this boat together. All of us are in this boat together. There used to be some kind of information we used to hand out, like, 15 years ago. I remember handing out a DVD to somebody about stuff that's happening today. And the person says, oh, you know what? I'm not into that. I'm like, you think this is a fashion or something? This ain't a fashion. This is a reality that's coming down the drain. They say, oh, yeah, thanks, but I'm not into that. You're not into what? You are in it already. This ain't no fashion. This ain't no fashion accessory for you to say, I'm not into God. You're not into God. You're drowning in God. You may not be into it, but you need to take it serious. You need to take that idea serious, because all the nations that are in trouble today profess to believe in God. From Rio de Janeiro to India, to Bangladesh, to even China. Even China, they believe in God. all right? North Korea, Africa, Australia, everywhere they believe in God, but everywhere there's troubles beyond measure. And then there's some naysayers out there, some of our brothers even, who say, well, you see what, the black man's issue is that he believes in a fairy tale, i.e. the fairy tale to them is the Bible. And these black brothers, I say to them, well, if the Bible is our problem, can you please tell us the solution? And I'm still waiting for a 20-point solution from these brothers, these our black brothers. Come on. Look, we had a discussion, call it debate. But since then they've run. Because I just realized that these brothers, they look like they're looking for solutions, but they're not. They're part of the problem. They're young, Afrocentrists, African, I don't know what they want to call themselves. Marcus Garveyites. So I'm like, all right, if the Bible is the trouble, if the Bible is the problem, you being whatever you want to call yourself, you slam the Bible, we'll give you that. Can you present to me a 20-point solution? Between 6 of you, present to me a 20-point solution for black people. I mean, let's start with black people, because we got the greatest problems, right? And like somebody else says, he says, when black people's problems stop, the world's problems will stop. Write that down in 789, that one. When the black people's problems stop, the world's problems will stop. Somebody 789 that one for us. I hope the chat's still moving, because it's stuck on my computer here. Let me see if it's still moving on the live thing there. All right. So 789 that for us. It says, when black people's problems stop, the world's problems will stop. Let me type it in there. All right. We do a 789, the first one today. All right. But shalom to our family. Yeah. When black people, and think about it anyway, when black people's problems stop, yeah, the world's problems will stop. Okay, so that's just an adage. All right, I hope I got all the spellings in there properly. All right, when black people's problems stop, the world's problems will stop. And guess the flip side. Guess the flip side, family. Somebody want to enlarge on that flip side for me? Anybody want to get interactive and enlarge on that flip side for me? Have a thought about it. Have a thought about it. I'll wait for about 20 seconds. If nobody enlarges on that one, then I'll have to write it in there myself. But think about it. When black people's problems stop, the world's problems will stop. Who can enlarge on that for me while I have a look? Who can enlarge on that one for me? Allow me a sip of water, please. Because there's a second part to it. There's a second part to it. Who wants to chip in there? Who wants to chip in? Who wants to add to that? When black people's problems stop, the world's problems will stop. All right. Okay, let me see. I'll give you 10 more seconds. If nobody adds to it, then I'm going to add to it. All right. Okay. And you see, the black people is going to be your barometer. Or let me call it your problem-ometer. That's a new one for you. Problem-ometer. You know, we make up words, all right? They need to go in the dictionary, all right? Francisco, yeah, thank you, Francisco Alves and Seeking Truth. Thank you for that. I'm reading that. Yeah, Francisco Alves says, whilst black people continue to have problems, so will the rest of the world forever until their problems stop. I like that one. Yeah. Seeking Truth Ministry also says, as long as black people's problems continue, the world's problems will also continue. I like that one. Let's see if one more comes through before I add my one to it. But anyway, here is a what's it called? A new word, problemometer. All right, it's just a new word, like it or leave it. All right, problemometer. So Africa, yeah, black people is the problemometer. All right, see, black people, all right, is the what? Problemometer. All right. Now, look, this ain't about color and race and that. It's just about facts. All right. So I hope you understand that if you're listening to this anywhere in the world, this ain't a black thing. This is just a reality thing. All right. So black people is the problemometer. What do I mean by that? I mean that black people's condition is the standard for poor condition on the earth. All right. So the third part that I want to add to it is, if black people's problems get worse, every other person on earth's problems will get worse. You hear that? That's the second part. Two. Yeah, that's the second part too. When black people's problems stops, the world's problems will stop. And part two is, if black people's problems get worse, it's just a problemometer for you to know that, all right, it means that our problems will get worse too. Because that's the standard there. That's the standard they're pushing. And actually, honestly speaking, you know, no disrespect to the black people on the face of the earth, of which I'm one, unapologetically so. What I'm saying is, places like North Korea, for example, are going through SHIT on a daily basis. Some parts of this of South America, look, some hidden parts of the world, or some individuals are going through hell that's worse than black people's as a collective. That's worse right now, not in history. Please get me right, all right? Not in history, but presently, all right? Some people are going through hell because the governments of the world, as it's becoming clear to the masses of the world right now, are piling up the pressure and trying to subdue, dominate, and eradicate humanity. That's the goal, family. That's the goal, family, all right? So the problemometer here is the black people and some heathen people. Some heathen, not so heathen. So you have countries of the earth where so-called human rights is like non-existent, all right? What we take for granted in places like we are right now, it's just non-existent, all right? But having said that, let's get back to the black thing. When black people's problems get worse, so will the world's problems get worse, all right? So that's the second part of it, okay? When black people's problems get worse, so will the rest of the world. Just write it in there for 789. So will the rest of the world's problems. Okay, there you go. That's the 789. All right. So I just wanted to make this one a quick one, family. Sorry that we've been offline for a couple of weeks. I know we came up with a lesson the other time, and there's more lessons to come. I just don't like to do things in bits and pieces or halves, if you like. I like things to be concrete, and you guys can see that we're putting in the effort to get this truth out. But every single minute that we stay offline, I pray and believe that is giving you brothers and sisters out there, you families and friends out there, you strangers of all nations, of all walks of life, I believe it's giving you time to reflect on the message that's already on record. It's already on record. The other time YouTube took off a video of this channel, and they said to me, can you kindly review all your other videos to see if there's any offensive material in all the other videos? And I just got really tired. I'm like, boy, How am I going to review all the other videos to check what's offensive to 7 billion people on the earth, when everything right now is offensive to one person or the other? Everything we say is offensive to somebody right now. Anything you say right now is offensive to at least one person out there right now. If you call somebody a woman right now, they'll take you to court. You say, excuse me, what's the charges? This man called me a woman. And that's the contradiction and the madness in there. They're going to point at you and say, well, this man called me a woman. And the judge is going to be like, is that right, man? You called this, I don't know what, this, whoever she wants to call herself, or however she wants to call herself. You called it a woman? Didn't you know that it's not a woman? And I'm like, okay, I didn't know. It looks like a woman to me. Well, yeah. And look, everything you say right now could be a problem for somebody. So I'm like, what does one do, family? What's your advice to Brother Ty? Should I take all the videos off of YouTube? Should I take all the videos off the channel, delete them and keep them in private? And make I don't know what, and make a membership site. Yeah, that's one option, a membership site, and whoever really wants to, be following this sort of message has to sign in, because what YouTube is trying to do right now is have only comedy. I don't even know how comedy is going to be funny anymore, because everything you say in comedy is offensive too. I mean, what are we going to joke about? What are we going to talk about? What are we going to muse about? What are we going to even sing about? What are we going to say? I think they want padlocks on our mouths right now. It's madness. And hey, family, I haven't followed this story yet, but since the last time, has Uncle Farrakhan? Has Uncle Farrakhan's Facebook and Instagram or whatever, has it been reinstated yet? Anybody knows? Because you all know that Farrakhan too was banned from Facebook, right? Has it been reinstated yet, or have they lifted that Facebook imprisonment? Has it been lifted, or is he still banned from Facebook? Anybody know? Does anybody know? Just tell us. No. 973 says no. It hasn't been lifted yet. So there you go. If Uncle Farrakhan can have Facebook, what's it called? Imprisonment. Who are people like us? There's always going to be somebody who's going to complain about them not liking what you said and call it hate speech. I have a feeling in the future, if you look at somebody and tell them what you are, listen to this, I have a feeling that in this very near future, if you look at somebody and tell them what you think you are, somebody's going to go and say that's hate speech. Say you look at somebody and say, I'm African, I just found out I'm African. Somebody's going to take you to a hate speech court and say, this guy claims he's African. That's a hate speech. Hey, and it doesn't stop there. One of you might go and say, I'm European. And you might have some African woman take you to court. And they will say, this guy is an imperialist. This guy says he's a European. That's a hate speech. And all of us are just going to keep going around in circles, imprisoning one another. And in the end, the government is just going to come out and say, all right, boys and girls, just shut up, say nothing no more. Nobody speaks from now on, all right? And we'll be like, yeah, that's the solution. Nobody speaks at all. What's your picture of the future, family? What's your picture of the future? There's war building up. They say the third world war in Iran. What do you think? Is it going to happen? I mean, the big thing. Is it going to happen? By the way, I heard some news that a couple of African countries, the former French colonialists, are still or have just newly adopted. I don't know if it's practical yet. Adopted a single currency in Africa. Some French West African countries have adopted one single currency between themselves. These are likely former French colonies in Africa, like Cameroon. I don't even remember all their names anymore. Cameroon and Chad and Senegal and Mali and is this French? What do you call them now? Francophone, so-called Francophone, Afro-Francophone countries. All right, they've adopted a single currency to kind of tie in to the French super states. All right. And obviously we've always talked about these things. Not only us, but everybody's watching these things. They know this is coming. And at the moment, these countries are poor. They're so poor. I mean, not like poor like that, but they're poor in fiscal terms, in monetary terms, paper money terms, that it's unbelievable that they'll fall for such a trick. At no one point in time in the history of the world has any union controlled by a boss ever benefited the members who come under him. All right? If France is doing that thing to line you up, look, the same French master stole and robbed everything that was there in the first place. Cut off everybody's hands and feet and arms and took all the rubber, took all the gold, still robbing the Congo dry, still robbing the Central African Republic dry, still robbing Mali, Senegal, Gambia, still robbing everywhere dry. Sorry to the French, it's ain't personal. And now they've managed to make you to tie in your currency to them. Basically, it's like you've connected your jugular vein to France. You've connected your jugular vein to France. Oh, where's Professor PLO right now? Where's Professor PLO right now, family? This is crazy. So, that's going to be the model right now. It won't take too long before other countries follow suit. I'm talking the Anglophone countries, maybe starting with Nigeria, going all the way down to South Africa and so on and so forth. All right? Because if you all remember, the rumor goes that the late Gaddafi wanted to actually have one African gold-backed currency that was viable, sustainable, and, workable according to the African need. That's what he wanted to do. Backed by oil, backed by gold, backed by resources. Real-time money. For that, he was paid with the Grim Reaper. Alright, so they got rid of that viable thing. I don't know where these French countries were when the wars were going on over there. And when the hunt was on for Gaddafi. And they got rid of him. Alright. And now, these countries have now done a U-turn and said, well, now that we've got rid of Gaddafi, you can tie your jugular vein to us. All right? Your arteries, tie it into us. We'll supply some lifeline to you. But the supply of the lifeblood is actually going to be the other way around, right? The vampire, the monsters have been drinking so much and they just I don't know, they just want more. They want to tap in right to the source. It's not enough that you pump the oil and put on cargo ships. They want to be connected straight to the pipelines of African children, mothers and sons and daughters and every breathing thing. They want to connect their lifeline straight into your jugular vein right there. Whatever pumps in there goes straight to France. Is the bloody world watching? All right, family. So some of you out there, stand up for the poor people of the earth, please. Come on. Enough is enough. Our salvation is getting closer, family. I don't know why the rich countries, Saudi Arabia and the likes, why they don't tie their real resources and just supply directly the African countries they seek to colonize via religion. Why don't they tie in their resources directly? I know visas, get rid of the visas, get rid of the borders, let people flow into the Middle East if they want to. And France wouldn't even allow that. France wouldn't allow the small tiny islands in the Indian Ocean, for example, to be free. If they want to allow your brothers and sisters in places like Madagascar and some of these countries I can't remember their names, if they want to allow those countries to be free, how you think they're going to allow you, who's just tied yourself in an unbreakable bond, renewal of an unbreakable neocolonialism, slave mentality, madness kind of thing? How you think they're going to give you any freedom? How you think that's going to work for us? Huh? Anyway, family, what shall we talk about right now? Anybody got questions? Anyone got questions? We're hitting an hour right now. I think I'm going to stop here in the hour. It's also just midnight for me. I still got things to do in the morning. You would forgive me if this time around. Next time, I hope we'll have a proper stretch of the session. I just thought I'd touch in base right now with all you family and let you know we're all right and we're still at it. We're still doing the work, still trying to get the message out. Anybody got questions? Anyone got questions? Anyone got any questions right there that we can have a quick look at? Shalom to all the family out there. I don't know if I can go through all the names right now. Let me see if I can try. Shalom, yeah. Let's go. Terry Davies, Whitney Ross, Ricky Johnson, shalom to you all. Stilo Green, Young Puddy, shalom to you, Young Puddy, and everybody else. Thanks for coming in, Young Puddy. Texas boy for real. Montana Braithwaite, thank you. Machano Tunu Popo, thank you. Kaka, thank you. Chief of Judah, shalom to you. Shalom to all your families. Adam Mash, shalom to you. Solo, the Pro Cock King, shalom. Where are we here? Anyone I'm missing out their names? Eternal Light, shalom to you and all family. Hope you're all right. Sister Dana Shield, shalom to you. Shalom. Mad Dog, shalom to you. Shalom. Hope all your families are all right. ST225, shalom to you. Hope I'm missing nobody's name right there. Brian, shalom to you. Shalom. Annibal, brother, I hope you're all right, brother Annibal. Shalom to you. Shalom. Dre Omar, shalom to you. Thanks for that. And David Lean, thank you. Dre Omar, hope all your families are all right. Topsy Malone, shalom. Mr. Vijman, shalom. Shalom to you and all the family. Shalom to you. Unhuru, shalom to you. Shalom. Azarel Judah, shalom. Shalom to all your families. Adolphus Last, shalom to you and all your families. Seeking Truth Ministry, shalom to you and all your families. Yahoo Haknana, shalom to you and all your families. Hope you're all right. We'll try and do a prolonged session in the coming days ahead. We're planning lessons. There's enough lessons to do anyway. To be honest, it's just getting them out there, getting them prepped and just, pushing it all out. We could open just about any page in the Bible or look about anything in terms of doctrine and just have a lesson to do. All right. So there's stuff to do. Hope you guys can keep coming in. I'm getting busy in other things and I'm hoping I can restructure my timetable. As one thing always tries to start impeding on the next one. All right. So shalom to all of you family. Francisco Alves, shalom to you. Hope your families are all right. Asa Judah, shalom to all your families. Hope you're all right. Alozi, shalom. Baba Alozi, how about you? Shalom to you. Shalom. Kedu, what the I did find no. Shalom, shalom. Ace Judah, shalom. Yeah, we're almost at the end of the roll call here. Shalom, shalom. Good boy 973, shalom to you, shalom ye to you. Rise of an ancient kingdom. Yaoundé, I think that's the whole name, but shalom to you, shalom. Okay, thanks for that one. Yeah, I think that's concerning Uncle Farrakhan, right? His Twitter is still alright. And they're working on that, but can't stop him because Trump is on Twitter. Yeah, I see that. Alright. Yeah, man, if they was going to arrest anyone on the earth for hate speech, the hypocrisy won't allow them. Because if every man is equal, especially in the American Constitution, that every man is really equal, I mean, Trump should be somewhere locked up, right? But that's not going to happen. Twitter and Facebook, you can't lock up Trump. Even if Trump stopped being president, you still can't do nothing to him. So set the people free. Set Farrakhan's Twitter account and his Facebook account. Set it free. Not like we agree with anything Farrakhan is saying in terms of the Bible, but set the man's free speech free. Yes, do that. At the end of the day, the uncle's an uncle and he's doing some work. That's all that matters for now. Everything's going to come together at some point. So set the uncle free. All right. So, Asa Judah, thank you. Shalom to you. Who else we got there? We left out anybody? 20 Dima 20. Shalom to you. Europe is declining in white population and are slowly substituted by immigrants whose population is increasing. But some immigrants adopt white man's spirit. All right, I'm reading what Brother 20 Dima 20 said. All right, I'll have to check on that thing in another day. Abi Israel, shalom to you, shalom to you. Hope all your families are all right, brothers and sisters. John Anwar, shalom to you, shalom to you. You say you're trying to reach out via email. You've got our email there. I don't know if Young Poddy's got that email. Young Poddy, are you still there? If you can type the email in there, if it's possible. Otherwise, I'll have to try and remember it off my head right now. If you don't remember, if anybody remembers our email, just type it in there. I'll try and pull it up. I think, yeah. Okay. Simon Yahweh, Alozi, shalom to you. Hope all your families are all right. Strength and life and peace. Unto all of you and all your families, your young ones, your loved ones, your wives and husbands and spouses and moms and dads and uncles, and old and are getting on for age, our families. I know there's special times and special moments for some of you right now. Some of you are going through difficult times. Some of you are going through anxious times, anxiety, hesitations and doubts. Just keep strength, keep faith. It's happening to all of us, family. It's a time for us to bond together, keep a single spirit in truth, not just the spirit of fake religion and fake, all these things, but keep the purity of asking within your soul, within your spirit, for truth to visit you. Let truth visit you. Let truth set you free. We're not preparing. Look, family, we're not preparing to win the world. We're preparing to transform into a new world, into a new kingdom. There's people fighting to win this world. But listen, if we had the time, and I would have planned the lesson, I'll show you. This world is going to hell. Everything's been planned out, all right? It's just a matter of rolling it out slowly. And the only thing that stops it is His love and His power to give us a chance and a period for us to think and to change around, to change our way around, to find Him in the time when He can be found. That's his idea right now. He wants us to look for Him, seek me while I may yet be found. That's why we have this time we have on the earth right now. Sometimes when I'm going to sleep, I'm thinking like, boy, if we could just imagine and see how some people are going through hell already, we would be like, why are we deserving of anything different? Why are we deserving of anything different, family? Look, the onslaught, the massacre, and the murder in Yemen hasn't stopped. They're killing babies, bombing children, raping women. It's like a hellhole on earth right there. Some people say hell don't exist. That's because you ain't been to Yemen. If you've been to Yemen or some parts of where they've messed up big time on the earth, you'll know hell is real. Because at the end of the day, you would wonder and think to yourself, all these atrocities were committed by people in power. You think these people are going to get away? You really think they're going to get away? If your local drug dealer who just took a spliff or something got locked up in prison, your local cocaine dealer went down for 20 years, people are going to life imprisonment, even for crimes they didn't commit. You think these murderers on the earth, these destroyers of the earth and all within it, you think they're just going to go scot-free, right? I mean, if you're atheist or you're anything else, you really think the wicked on the earth, they're just going to go scot-free because you don't believe in a hell. Leave the heaven away for now, okay? But just think about it. That hell. You think these people are going to escape? You think they're above the law? They're beyond the reach of just judgment and justice and equity and remembrance and reckoning and accountability? You think they're beyond that? And punishment? They're not. And they count in their thousands, if not millions, over the course of the creation of this earth. Since man has been on this earth, the wicked have not stopped being wicked. You think they're going to go scot-free? You think they're going to escape the hand of the Creator? It's on our conscience, all of us, man and woman, when we want to do evil, even when we want to do right. We always have this weight on our minds, on our hearts, on our conscience, that tells us without anybody talking, yeah, that, you know, you got to think about this 2 times. You know, think again about this thing. So let me tell you one thing, family. Hell does exist. It's a physical place, a real physical place, and a real spiritually binding place. All right. You don't want to believe it? It's all right. Carry on. But look, you're hearing the voice of somebody who's been there. I know it does exist. You can say all you want. And just to make it easy for yourself to sleep at night, don't check. Don't check. All right. So you can sleep at night. All right. But if you're the type who likes to be sure, then listen to the voice. You don't want to be there before you agree it exists. You really don't want to be there. And anyone who's watched some of those movies or the real life ones, you see how the wicked, when they get wicked and they kill and pillage and murder and rape, how they're laughing and grinning and enjoying it. But when it starts happening to them, you see how scared they become. If you ever watch those movies where the killer is suddenly being hunted, there's only one thing he keeps crying: I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Somebody save me. Somebody help. I don't want to die. My question is like, why don't you want to die? What's wrong with dying? It's not the dying that scares them. It's just that for the first time in their miserable, wicked lives, they're able to see beyond, through the glass pane, P-A-N-E, that separates this world from the next. They're able to see through the glass pane that separates the earth from hell. They're able to see it. They know that dying is the ticket to that place. That's why they always scream, I don't want to die. So I don't want them to die. I want them to live. And you can still repent. So it's the message to everybody. It's the message to everybody. So all of us living this lie in one way or the other, you know, the lie especially of religion, but we're holding on to it in our pride and our ego and the idea that we are afraid of man rather than being afraid of truth. Look, truth has no color. Truth don't want to know how big or small you are. Truth just want to know if you love him. Truth wants to know if you love him as much as he loves you. Because truth is a person. It's a lesson on its own. Truth is a person. You can't understand that right now because everything's been so flesh explained. All right, it's just flesh. So when we say a person, you see like Ty is crazy. All right, but I know you know what I'm saying, but you choose not to hear it. So truth is a person, and it's checking. Do you love me? Do you love me? I don't want you to wake up one day when it's too late to then say, yeah. You know what? No. I agree. Yeah. I just didn't understand. No, you do understand. You do understand. Listen to truth now. Get out of those religions you're in. Because trust me, you may be one of those people in a religion of a multitude of millions of people. All right? Listen. At the end, you're going to be alone by yourself. Doesn't matter the pastor, the imams, the what's it called, in the temples and all these people, they won't be there with you. In fact, some of them already know where they're going. They just want to drag you down with them. And on that day, they'll be there laughing and saying, well, boy, you know what? You should have checked, man. You should have checked. We weren't born with you. We don't know you. We were on our way to hell. And we managed to convince you to come with us. It was your free choice. What did you say? You were afraid of a crowd? Peer pressure? No, man, that's on you. That's on you. Don't be afraid of man. Be afraid of truth. See, they teach you religion. They don't teach you truth. I know some religions, you know, just do a little bite. Yeah. Islam is the truth. Yeah, Christianity is the truth. Jesus is the truth. But they don't teach you any truth. Because if they did, it would show on the world stage, wouldn't it? It would show on the world stage. That same truth that you think is real, it would show on the world stage, wouldn't it? If it was really that, if that truth was truth, it would show on the world stage. But where's the evidence for it? It's only evidence, in our so-called daily subjective lives, where nobody can prove anything to nobody. But as we say, you couldn't do that in a business. Everything in a business has accountability. Any business that has no accountability will be seen to be what it really is, a fraud and a lie. It will collapse, it will die, it would, yeah? Don't do that with your soul just because you think nobody's going to find out. You be the one who loses. That's the message for today. So, I hope you can come to the Most High Iye, Asher Iye. It's not too late. Put your pride away. You've had time to think about this thing. Iye loves you. So does Iyeshe, his son. Convert and baptize to Israel. That's the message, family. That's the message. 789 and that's where we're at tonight and this morning. I'm gonna say shalom to you. If anybody's got questions, we're on the 1 hour mark. We won't be able to deal with it today because I don't want to drag this on and on. I just came on again to say I'm fine, and I want to check that all of you are fine as well. I'm happy that we don't even do happy, so forgive me. I'm pleased that all of you are fine. And we pray for those of us who may be a little bit tired right now in all ways that a human flesh can be tired. All right. Our prayer is that we can reconvene in strength, in peace, and in love, and in truth. Let's deal with truth, as the book says in the book of John. Now is the time when the Father seeks those who will worship him in spirit and in truth. For the Father is spirit, and those who worship him must be spirit too. And for he so loved the world, that he gave his son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Everlasting life is the Father. And who don't believe is already condemned, which we don't want for you. All right, so that's the message for now, family. I trust that he is with you. All you have to do is allow him to come into your hearts and speak to you, and join up in this effort, and let's go out there. Let's teach the world this truth. This is the last truth on the face of the earth. All right, this is the last truth on the face of the earth. It will shine through. It will shine through. Trust me, it will shine through. This voice of this truth will be heard in the hollows and the caves and the highlands of the world. It will be heard. It may go out one by one, two by two. That doesn't matter. It's not about the crowds. It's about reaching that one lost sheep. I am the righteous shepherd. I leave the 99 to seek the one that is lost. That's what Yeshua said. That's what should concern us. Not trying to save those who say they are saved already. We're not interested in those who say they're saved already. If you really believe you're saved, all right, fair enough. Your job is to go out there and look for that who knows he's lost. That one who's humble enough to say, you know what, I am lost. This is madness. The truth ain't working. If the religious truth is not working on earth right now, are you putting your confidence in it to work in eternity? You're putting your confidence in the lies of religion to work for you in eternity, when it's not working right now in front of your face? I'll leave that question to be the last words we say. Shalom to all of you. Shalom to all of you. Shalom to all of you. For the brother who wants the email, I'm not sure. I think this is the email. Let me see again. I can't remember if Young Poddy has managed to put the email right there. I think it's hitonline314 at gmail.com. All right, hitonline314 at gmail.com. That's the email you need. Oh, thanks, brother John Anwar. Thank you again. That's the email right there. Okay. That's the email right there. hitonline314 at gmail.com. All right. That's the email there. And if you look at the bottom of some of our videos, you'll see the Facebook and the other links we have there, just in case. All right. And sorry for those of you who've been trying to hit me up on Facebook. I'm very lazy in terms of social media. I'll try and get to it and reply to some of you who's either requesting to join us or just to speak and so on. I do have a Skype as well. When I have time, I will take time out to talk extensively to anybody who comes on the Skype. We will talk. Look, listen, I've been hacked, I've been robbed, I've been everything, all right? I'm not afraid anymore of anything. In fact, like, I'm not willing to see it, but they do their worst. They do their worst, but I'm just out there anyway, all right? We keep working until we can't work anymore. That's how we are right now, okay? So hit me up on the Skype or on the email or Facebook, and I'll try and get back to you at some point. Just be patient. If you're one of those who's digging for gold, keep digging. Don't stop, all right? We will talk. We will chat. Also, I'm praying and hoping that he would make a way for us to come down Speaker's Corner, soon, and come down there and speak a little bit more to people in ways that goes out a bit more easier to corners of the earth than say we would do on our prescribed channel right here. Okay, so thank you so much, family, for coming on again. Thank you, John and War. Thank you to John and War. Abi Israel, Psalm 91. You want us to read Psalm 91? Is that what you're saying? I might. Let's go there quickly. If you're asking for us to read Psalm 91, let's have a quick look. I don't know, unless you're making a point to somebody else. Abi Israel, let me know, please. I love the Psalms. Sometimes the reason I don't read the Psalms is it makes me cry. All right, and I just read the Psalms, and I know it happens to you too, family. All right, let's have a read. Thank you for that, Abi Israel. We're gonna read this Psalm 91. So here we go. Psalm 91, verse 1. I'm gonna read all of it. It doesn't look too long, right? He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my Creator, my power. In Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. I say that one more time. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked, because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample under foot. Because He has set His love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. I'm going to read that one more time. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. You hear that, family? It's not saying trouble won't come, but he will be there with you. That's the glory he gets. That's the validation you want. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Thank you, Brother Abir. Thank you, Brother Abir, for that. Abir Israel, thank you for that. Thank you for that, brother. May the Most High bless you. Thank you for rounding us up with that one. Family, I say thanks for that scripture from Brother Abir. And that's what we encourage for us to do and fellowship with one another. So give the brother some thanks for encouraging us to go into that scripture and pull out all the words of life from in there. All right, family. This was beautiful. Thank you all, family, for coming on. I wish I didn't have to go at this time, family. Thank you again, Brother Abir, for that. Thank you to all of you, family, who's come on. Jesse Vasile, shalom to all of you, family. Lady Ray, shalom, shalom, shalom. Thanks for coming in. We're just rounding up. So, family, surely I'll see you again very soon. All right? Iye to all of you. Iye to all of you. Iye shalom. Iye shalom. Iye shalom. Iye shalom. Iye shalom. Iye shalom, family.